Hey retro gamers, Dave Pizon here, and I'm here to talk to you about the Neo Geo. I have a couple of Neo Geo carts here, and a little bit of a distinction between them. These are actually for two different Neo Geo systems. Neo Geo was actually a very popular arcade system, but they also, due to popular demand, released a home version. The difference between them is largely the card slots. You see between them, you see there's a bit of a margin here, and there isn't here. You cannot use MVS carts, which is what was used in the arcade systems, with the AES carts. These were home release. The AES was the Advanced Entertainment System in Japan. It was released primarily as a rental console. This one here is, I forget which one this was, because I can't read Japanese, and actually I'm not going to be taking off the wrapper. I picked this up at the Midwest Gaming Classic one year. I don't own an AES, I can't play it, but I just couldn't pass it up. Such is the way of collectibles, right? This right here is the Double Dragon. This is what SNK, the company that produced the Neo Geo, they released these MVS cartridges, and what they were their primary draw was that they were very compact, and you can have either a 1 slot or a 2 slot, 4 slot, 6 slot cabinet that could play these cartridges. And it was really enticing for operators that wanted to put a lot of really cool games in a very small footprint. Somebody could go up to the arcade unit, select which of the games for which the operator had these MVS carts in it, and play their game. This one happens to be a Double Dragon. I picked this up not too long ago. No, this is not the original label. But yeah, lots of fun. These came out primarily as an arcade system. They made a lot of them because they're very popular with operators. I think the biggest competitor was with Capcom when they released the CPS. You might see those around. They're also in a sort of a jacketed board. But Capcom actually never really caught on quite like the MVS. And the MVS is because they made so many of these cartridges. They have it's really popular with collectors now that want to play the arcade games at home. In the mid-90s, I caught wind of this system, this home console system called the Neo Geo AES. It was mind-blowing at the time. It completely blew away everything that we had ever been shown that was possible with a home video game system. I mean, here was something that was absolutely purely accurate to the arcade because, well, it was using the same hardware as the arcade. Unfortunately, you had to be a lottery winner or have very rich parents in order to be able to play one of these things at home. Even the cartridges themselves sold for hundreds of dollars new. So it was really out of my reach up until a few years ago when I came across a consoleized Neo Geo MVS. This one is put out by Arcade Works. This is the Neo Geo Omega MVS. It's not an SNK product, it's by Arcade Works, but it looks exactly like a home AES. The difference being, of course, that it plays the MVS cartridges and not the AES cartridges that you would normally get for home use. It is beautiful, and I do have to say that if you're going to be going into using the MVS at home, this is a great way to do it. There are open source projects where you can download STL files and 3D print your own case. That's a great way to go. Consoleizing a Neo Geo single slot board, awesome. You get to have the arcade experience at home. I will say this about the Neo Geo, about the Omega entertainment machine. Like I said, it looks like it could have come right from SNK. It's got the little doors on the inside, and actually I'm going to take a few pictures of the inside. It's a legitimate Neo Geo arcade MVS board on the inside. On the back, you have the DIMM that can be used for SCART or component or composite. Different types of AV output, pretty standard power, and of course power switch. It's really served me well. I love it. I highly recommend it, and if you have a chance to pick one up, do so. There's a lot of really cool games for the MVS, and now it's pretty easy to play them at home. You don't even need to have a giant arcade cabinet sitting in your living room with a consoleized MVS, such as the Omega, which is a fabulous product. And you can pick up the MVS cartridges fairly easily. Just beware on how to identify the legitimate from the less legitimate cartridges.